What if I told you that the worst day of your life hasn't happened yet? It may arrive next week, next year, or when you least expect it. A phone call that changes everything, a betrayal you never saw coming, a dream you've spent years building, suddenly falling apart. Most people believe they will know what to do when that moment comes, but they won't, because strength isn't built in the middle of the storm. It's built long before the storm ever arrives. The ancient Stoics understood something that modern society keeps forgetting. Life doesn't ask whether you're ready. It simply begins the test. And by the time you realize you're being tested, your habits have already decided the outcome. Today I'm going to share 8 Stoic rules that helped emperors, warriors, philosophers, and ordinary people survive the darkest moments of their lives. These aren't motivational quotes, they're mental armor. Ignore them, and life will eventually break you. Practice them, and even your hardest days will become the foundation of your greatest strength. So before we begin, ask yourself one question. If everything changed tomorrow, would your mind still remain unshaken? If the answer is no, this video may become one of the most important videos you'll ever watch. 1. Stop fighting reality. Imagine standing in the ocean. A massive wave is rushing toward you. You have 2 choices: fight the wave, or learn how to move with it. Most people spend their entire lives fighting waves they can never stop. They fight the past. They fight other people's opinions. They fight bad luck. They fight things that were never theirs to control. And slowly, that endless fight steals their peace. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every morning that life would bring difficult people, unexpected problems, and painful moments, not because he was negative, but because he refused to be surprised by reality. Think about your own life. How much energy have you wasted wishing something had happened differently? How many nights have you replayed conversations that can never be changed? How many hours have disappeared worrying about tomorrow? The Stoics believed that suffering often begins the moment we demand reality should be different from what it is. Acceptance is not weakness. Acceptance is clarity. It means saying, "This is where I am. This is what happened. And now, what is the wisest thing I can do next?" Notice the difference. You're no longer asking, "Why me?" You're asking, "What now?" That single shift changes everything. Because the strongest people aren't those who avoid difficult situations. They're the ones who stop wasting energy resisting reality and start using that energy to build a better future. 2. Every obstacle is secretly training you. Have you ever noticed something strange? The people you admire most rarely had easy lives. They lost, they failed, they were rejected, they experienced heartbreak. Yet somehow, those painful moments became the reason they became extraordinary. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. They believed every obstacle carries 2 gifts. The first gift is obvious, pain. The second gift is hidden, growth. Most people only see the first one. Imagine a blacksmith forging a sword. The steel is heated until it glows, then it's struck again, and again, and again. If the steel could speak, it would probably call the hammer its enemy, but without those strikes, it would never become a sword. Life works the same way. Every disappointment is shaping something inside you that comfort never could. The promotion you didn't get, the relationship that ended, the business that failed, the opportunity that disappeared. Each one asks the same question: will this break you or build you? Most people answer that question without realizing it. They become bitter, they blame the world, they stop trying. The Stoic chooses differently. They pause, they learn, they adapt, and they move forward stronger than before. Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself that the obstacle standing in the path becomes the path itself. Think about that for a moment. The very thing you believe is stopping your progress may actually be preparing you for a future you can't yet see. So the next time life closes a door, Don't immediately assume you've lost. Sometimes, life is simply redirecting you toward a stronger version of yourself. But here's the challenge. Accepting reality and learning from obstacles is only the beginning, because even people who understand these lessons can still lose the battle if they can't control what happens inside their own mind. And that's exactly where the third Stoic rule changes everything. 3. Master your mind before your emotions master you. A young man once walked into the home of an old Stoic teacher. His face was red with anger. His voice shook as he spoke. "They insulted me," he said. "They laughed at everything I've worked for. Tell me how to make them regret it." The old teacher didn't answer. Instead, he picked up a cup of water and slowly stirred it with a stick. The clear water became cloudy. Then he placed the cup back on the table. Minutes passed in complete silence. Eventually, the water settled. It became clear again. The teacher smiled. "Your mind works the same way. When emotion is stirred, you cannot see clearly. Every decision you make in that moment is made through cloudy water." How many regrets begin with just a few uncontrolled seconds? A message sent in anger, words spoken that can never be taken back, a decision made out of fear instead of wisdom. The Stoics never said emotions were the enemy. They believed becoming a servant to your emotions was. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Patience isn't the absence of frustration. Strength isn't the absence of sadness. Real strength is feeling every emotion without allowing it to control your next move. The next time life provokes you, pause. Take one slow breath. Ask yourself, will this decision still make sense tomorrow? That tiny pause may protect years of your life. Because the greatest battles are rarely fought against other people. They're fought inside your own mind. 4. Seek discipline, not comfort. Modern life quietly whispers the same message every day. Take the easy way. Rest a little longer. Start tomorrow. You deserve comfort. At first, those whispers feel harmless, but over time, they become chains. Imagine two people standing at the beginning of the same road. The first chooses comfort every single day. The second chooses discipline. One more workout, one more chapter, one more difficult conversation, one more promise kept. Months pass. From the outside, their lives still look similar, but inside, one is becoming stronger, the other is becoming more dependent on comfort. The Stoics practiced voluntary discomfort for a reason. Sometimes they walked instead of riding. Sometimes they ate simple meals. Sometimes they slept without luxury, not because suffering was the goal, because they never wanted comfort to become a necessity. Ask yourself honestly, if everything comfortable disappeared tomorrow, would you still know who you are? Would you still have your confidence? Would you still have your discipline? Comfort is wonderful, but only when it remains a choice. The moment it becomes a requirement, it begins stealing your freedom. The strongest people don't wait until life forces them to become resilient. They train before the storm arrives. 5. Guard your mind like a fortress. Imagine someone knocks on your front door. You look outside and see a stranger carrying bags filled with trash. Would you invite them inside? Of course not. Then why do so many people allow negativity to enter their minds every single day? They spend hours comparing themselves to strangers. They replay criticism again and again. They feed their thoughts with endless fear, outrage, and distraction. Then they wonder why peace feels impossible. The Stoics believed your mind is your greatest responsibility. Every thought you repeat becomes stronger. Every habit you practice becomes easier. Every voice you listen to slowly shapes your identity. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to protect the quality of his thinking, because once your thoughts become unhealthy, your actions soon follow. Pay attention to what enters your mind, the conversations you entertain, the content you consume. The people whose opinions you value. Not everything deserves your attention. Attention is one of the most valuable things you'll ever own. Spend it wisely, because whatever you feed will grow. Feed fear, fear grows. Feed discipline, discipline grows. Feed wisdom, your entire life begins to change. But even if you've mastered your emotions, even if you've built discipline, even if you've learned to protect your mind, there is one truth that almost everyone tries to avoid. A truth the Stoics reflected on every single day, and once you truly understand it, you'll never look at time, success, or life the same way again. That is where rule number 6 begins. 6. Remember that time is borrowed. Several years ago, an old man was asked what he regretted most. People expected him to mention money or success or missed opportunities. Instead, he quietly said, "I thought I had more time." Those 7 words carry more wisdom than most people realize. Every morning, millions of people wake up believing tomorrow is guaranteed. They postpone their dreams, delay difficult conversations, wait for the right moment to become the person they want to be. But the Stoics lived differently. They practiced something called memento mori, a simple reminder that life is temporary, not to create fear, but to create focus. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, yet he reminded himself that one day, both the emperor and the servant would face the same ending, because time doesn't care about your status. It doesn't pause for your excuses, and it never gives refunds. Imagine your life as a glass filled with sand. Every hour, another grain quietly slips away. You don't notice it. You can't stop it. One day you'll realize the glass is nearly empty. The question isn't whether that day will come. The question is, what will you do before it does? Call the people you love. Forgive where you need to forgive. Work on the dream you've been postponing. Take care of your health. Become someone you're proud to see in the mirror. Because the greatest tragedy isn't dying, it's reaching the end of life and realizing you never truly lived. The Stoic doesn't waste today worrying about tomorrow. They honor today because they know tomorrow is never promised. 7. Build your life quietly. Look around today's world. Everyone wants to be seen. Everyone wants recognition. People announce goals before they've taken the first step. They seek applause before they've earned results. But the Stoics believed something completely different. Real strength grows in silence. Think of a giant oak tree. You never hear it growing, night after night, season after season. Its roots dig deeper into the earth. When the storm arrives, it remains standing. Not because it made the most noise, but because it spent years growing where no one could see. Your character works the same way. You don't need to tell everyone you're becoming disciplined. You don't need to explain every plan. You don't need approval to improve your life. In fact, sometimes the less you speak about your goals, the more energy you keep for achieving them. Let people underestimate you. Let them misunderstand you. Let them doubt you. None of those opinions change your potential. The Stoics understood that confidence doesn't come from being noticed. It comes from keeping promises to yourself. When no one is watching, do the work. When nobody applauds, keep improving. When progress feels invisible, keep going. Because one day, people will notice the results, but they'll never see the thousands of quiet decisions that created them. And that's exactly how true greatness is built. 8. Become the leader of your own mind. At the end of every day, there's one person you cannot escape: yourself. You can leave a difficult job, walk away from unhealthy relationships, move to another city, start a new chapter, but wherever you go, your mind goes with you. That's why the Stoics believed the greatest victory isn't over another person. It's over yourself. Anyone can stay disciplined when life feels easy. Anyone can stay positive when everything is going their way. But what about the days when nothing works? When you're exhausted, disappointed, questioning everything? Those are the moments that reveal your true character, not your words, not your intentions, your choices. Every morning you wake up, life asks a simple question: Who will be in control today, your impulses or your principles? Every excuse makes the next excuse easier. Every act of discipline makes the next act of discipline easier. Character isn't built in one dramatic moment. It's built through hundreds of ordinary decisions, choosing patience instead of anger, choosing honesty instead of convenience, choosing growth instead of comfort. Little by little, you become someone stronger than you were yesterday, and one day you'll look back, not because life became easier, but because you became wiser. Now think back to the question from the beginning of this video. If everything changed tomorrow, would your mind remain unshaken? If you've truly understood these 8 Stoic rules, your answer should already be changing, because life doesn't break people overnight. It breaks the habits, the beliefs, and the mindset that were never prepared. But there's one final lesson every Stoic wanted us to remember, and it might be the most important of all. Take a moment, close your eyes for just a second. Picture yourself 5 years from now. 2 versions of you are standing side by side. The first version spent those years chasing comfort, avoiding difficult conversations, waiting for the perfect opportunity, letting fear make every important decision. On the outside, they look familiar, but inside, they're exhausted, full of regret, still waiting for life to finally become easier. Now look at the second version. This person faced discomfort instead of running from it. They accepted what they couldn't control. They learned from every setback. They guarded their mind. They stayed disciplined when no one was watching. They didn't become fearless. They became stronger than their fears. Here's the truth. Neither future is decided by luck. Neither is created overnight. They're built by the choices you make today. Life doesn't suddenly transform in one dramatic moment. It changes quietly, one decision at a time, one habit at a time, one ordinary day at a time. That's why the Stoics never searched for a perfect life. They searched for a stronger character. Because they understood something the modern world often forgets. Money can disappear, success can fade, people can leave, your circumstances can change in a single day, but a disciplined mind, a calm heart, and strong character are treasures no one can take from you. When the storm arrives, and sooner or later it will, those are the things that keep you standing. So don't ask life for fewer challenges. Ask yourself to become someone who can carry greater responsibility. Don't pray for an easier path. Build stronger feet. Don't wait until the world believes in you. Believe in the person you're becoming through your daily actions. Remember, the strongest oak wasn't protected from every storm. It survived because its roots grew deeper every time the wind tried to pull it down. Your struggles can do the same. Every obstacle can deepen your character. Every setback can sharpen your wisdom. Every difficult season can prepare you for a life you cannot yet imagine. One day, you'll look back at the pain you once wanted to escape and realize it was the very thing that shaped the strongest version of you. So before life has the chance to break your spirit, build a mind that refuses to surrender. Build habits that refuse to quit. Build character that remains steady even when everything around you changes. Because in the end, the greatest victory isn't becoming richer, more famous, or more admired. The greatest victory is waking up each morning knowing you've become someone who can face life with courage, wisdom, and peace. And that is a victory no one can ever take away. If this message gave you a new perspective, don't let it end here. Choose one of these 8 Stoic rules today and begin living it. Small actions, repeated consistently, shape a remarkable life. If you enjoyed this journey into Stoicism, subscribe and join us for more timeless wisdom on discipline, resilience, and inner peace. And before you go, tell me in the comments, which of these 8 Stoic rules spoke to you the most, and why?